Court will come to order. It is Monday, July the 10th, 2023. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, and the Kerr County Commissioners Court is now in session. If you would, please rise for the prayer and the pledge, which will be led by Commissioner Letts.
Let's pray. Dear Lord, please grant this court wisdom as we deliberate the county's business this day. Please grant us rain. We've gotten really, really dry again. We had a good May, but things have gone south since then. And Lord, please watch over all the first responders in this county and around the world. We ask these things in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. I want to remind everyone to please turn your phones off or to vibrate so they don't interrupt the proceedings. Our first item of business is public input. This is an opportunity for us to hear what the public wants to provide to us. And I know we've got one person that has signed up to speak. We ask that you limit your remarks to 3 minutes. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and call George Baruti to the podium.
George Baruti, 1616 Glen Road. I assume you can figure out what I'm here to talk about because it's like the court's carrying on a dialogue with the public through the newspaper, which is a little annoying, but that's all right. And it's kind of like this. I keep asking questions, and I'm saying something like, it's kind of akin to saying the sky is blue, and then I hear a response from basically the judge saying, no, the grass is green. Okay, that's great, but I wasn't asking about that. So the issue at hand is really, number one, the last article that was out there read as if it was coming from the court, being as it was from the public relations. I'm assuming, because it looked like it, that it really was only coming from one of you. And I'm not sure that that's the way it's supposed to work, that one of you represents the court's view, unless you all approved it. I looked through the minutes. I didn't see where you guys approved putting out a statement about it, but that's beside the point, I guess. So the issue is not so much one case, but you guys have brought up election integrity at possibly a workshop, and the judge was heard to say he'd rather it not be an official proceeding. Well, you got right in front of you an election that occurred in 2020, where 6,500 people voted in Precinct 1. And through actions that I'm still not sure, I understand the actions trying to be taken, but I don't understand why the defense of these voters is not taking place as well. Because what's going to happen is 6,500 voters are going to be disenfranchised for the purpose of one person to replace that elected official. And not to litigate the case, which is what appears to be happening in that last article, I don't understand why this court is trying to prosecute a case that they claim to not have any standing in. And I'm sorry, but that's what that last article looked like. So I ask again, was the election in 2020 a valid election? I believe it was. I don't think anybody has disputed that. Did this court certify the election by canvassing the vote? Of course they did. And they did that on November 16, 2020. So my question is, what is it that allows anybody to invalidate that election and those voters' votes? And I guess I'll take my response in the next newspaper article. Thank you.
Any other public input? Let's move on to Commissioner's comments. Precinct 1.
It was a week of celebration of our great nation last week, and it was a full week of it. And a lot of fun. I'm just going to try to talk as long as you do, Rich.
You better keep going.
No, go ahead.
All right, well, there's no burn ban for Precinct 2 at this point. Did attend the monthly meeting with Dee Guerrero and Tetra Pak on our Center Point sewer project. And while progress is being made, there's still numerous outstanding issues and a lot of work remaining. The hookup of power and commissioning of lift station H has been held up quite a bit, and that's causing a problem for those along State Highway 27. What people should be aware of, though, is phase 2 of that project, which is a Dee Guerrero contract, is 241 days overdue towards their substantial completion milestone. Phase 3 is 392 days overdue. There are penalties associated with being overdue on those contracts. we're working as hard as we can to close this thing out, and I would hope that De Guerrero would be as well. But that's a whole nother issue. Just a little update on road reconstruction in Precinct 2. Road and Bridge Department's done a fantastic job. They've got one coat of chip seal on Skyline Drive. That's part of that road reconstruction that was approved in the budget. They should be putting the second and final chip seal coat on this week. Brandon Paving, who was awarded the contract to reconstruct Robertson Road, should start this week as well. Centerpoint Volunteer Fire Department had a very successful barbecue fundraiser on Saturday. Over 800 meal tickets sold. And I'll also point out that the Down Home Country Parade was one of the best ever and well attended. So a lot of people put a lot of time and effort into that community spirit. Reminder that Tuesday night, tomorrow night, we have the Sheriff's Town Hall meeting on human smuggling at the Hill Country Youth Event Center starting at 6 p.m. Let's see, also met with TechStock, their area engineer, on Wednesday the 28th to review our Precinct 2 projects. It was very good to have some clarification on a few things, and we even got some of the public involved in providing those clarifications. I'll get a lot more detail on those TechStock projects in my town hall meeting on July 18th. That's at 6 p.m. at the Centerpoint Elementary School cafeteria. And of course, I'm also working very hard on the upcoming election integrity public meeting, workshop, whatever we want to call it. That's to be held August 22nd. And we're going to have an all-star cast of presenters. So getting a lot of great response that way. I'll leave it there.
Very
Back to Harley, I just have a few comments. Great 4th of July celebration, lots of events all over. City Kerrville day and night of events was very, very good. Comfort had a good parade and barbecues in the park as well. So, a lot going on last week and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'll second that. 4th of July was great celebrations everywhere. One thing I want to point out, and it was last week and it's over, but Aqua Texas did have a boil water notice for portions of Ingram on the 5th of July, and it was lifted on the 7th. And that was nothing major due to pump repairs in that area. So it's come and gone, and I don't think it was a big deal, but they did put out a notice. Just be careful. Again, it's getting dry, guys, so watch out. The burn ban is still lifted for us, but be careful if you're out there planning on burning. And please let your VFD, your volunteer fire department know, as well as the sheriff's office, if anybody's planning on burning anywhere. All right, that's all I got.
Okay. The only thing that I would add is that because the Open Meeting Act requires that we be all present in a public posted meeting for us to be able to visit, I wanted to advise the court and the public that I am seriously considering voting against the budget. I want to meet with the auditor and review some of these matters, but I feel like we've gotten potentially out of hand on this thing. We've gone from 50 million to 56 million. We still haven't heard from the sheriff's office on the exact numbers he's asking for. I don't know what the tax rate increase is going to be, but I'm very concerned, and expressing my concern publicly and to the court, that we may need to work harder on this budget. So, with that, we'll move on to the consideration agenda, which is item 1.1. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve traffic control plan for the Kerrville Triathlon being held on Sunday, September 24th. Dan Carroll. I knew it was that slender guy sitting.
Good morning.
Triathlon.
Yeah, it's been, I don't think I've been here since 2010, but just a quick refresher for people that are not familiar with the event. The Kerrville Triathlon takes place annually and has every year since 2011, the final weekend in September. It's a 2-day triathlon festival that brings in almost 2,000 people to the city of Kerrville. The event takes place near the Inn of the Hills and at Louise Hayes Park. There's races on Saturday morning and on Sunday morning. The race on Sunday morning is a much considerably longer race. It's a half Ironman, which requires 56 miles of cycling. And that portion of the event uses county roads that stretch all the way down beyond Centerpoint, going down Highway 27 and then coming back through Center Point on Skyline Drive and on Center Point River Road and Wharton Road. Every year that we've had the event, we've closed off Sutherland Lane between Highway 27 and Center Point. I've worked with the Martin Marietta plant there to make sure that that's still acceptable to them. They have no operations on Sunday when we would do that. And as we've noticed with a lot of things in Kerr County, as growth and the popularity of the area has continued to grow, so has traffic on Sunday mornings. And I had comments from our own staff who were out there, as well as law enforcement from the Sheriff's Office and the Kerrville Police Department, that traffic on Wharton Road and Center Point Road was getting to the point that it was dangerous. And so this year we would like to request that we put up signs on either end of Wharton Road between Center Point and Highway 173 that really discourage motorists from using that as a cut-through while the event is taking place. So the sign would say, road closed to through traffic, local vehicle traffic only. The road would be partially barricaded, as bicycles do need to go through there. And anyone that needed to access their driveway or their residence or their business along Wharton Road would still be able to do so. But we're trying to discourage people from driving through there while the event is taking place. And that would be on Sunday morning from roughly 6 a.m. to noon. We do have a traffic control plan that is approved by TxDOT. It is reviewed by and supplied to both the Sheriff's Department and Kerr County, Charlie Hastings, Director of Public Works, and also to City of Kerrville. And so if I have a permission from the county court, which we're requesting to put up that sign and to continue to close Sutherland Lane during the event, then those elements would be included in the traffic control plan and reviewed by TxDOT engineers.
The question I have is, relates to exactly the section you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You say Wharton Road between Center Point and River Road, State Highway 173. That's a very small, that's a segment. I mean, where do you have a drawing or anything of what you want closed? I think what you really want closed is River Road and Wharton Road, or part of River Road and Wharton Road.
Yeah, I mean, ideally we'd like to close River Road, but I don't know if that would go over too well, especially with the RV park back there. And so what we're going to do this year is we're going to try to send out postcards and contact the RV park directly to try to discourage people from arriving or departing their residence at that time and tell them to make alternative plans. And we do that at a lot of other events, and that generally works really well. Closing the road, I think, could have some pretty negative effects to the people that...
I agree not closing, but so you're talking about really going down Sutherland, then going along River Road to Wharton Road, and then around Wharton Road to 173.
Yeah, I have maps if you'd like me to hand them out.
That would help.
Yeah.
Just know exactly.
Yeah. So this has some general information about the event, and then the second page has a map of the actual bike course.
You want to pass it down?
Sure. And on Sutherland Road, the reason why we closed that is it's out and back, so we have bicycles going both directions, and we knew that we need to do that to get the exact distance for the bicycle race. On River Road, we're only going one direction, and for 10 years it really hasn't been much of an issue. But last year we had a lot more traffic than normal. We don't know exactly why that was occurring. I think there were several people that were departing the RV resort with their RVs, which, as you can imagine, a big RV taking up one side of the road doesn't leave a whole lot of space on River Road. So we really just want to discourage motorists from using those roads while the event's going on versus actually shutting them down 100%.
So the only road that's going to be actually closed is Sutherland?
Yeah, Sutherland has been closed every year since 2011. The new request is for Wharton Road between 173 and Center Point River Road.
Okay.
And again, it wouldn't be a full barricade. Like Sutherland is a full barricade at 27, so you would have to physically move a barricade to be able to drive in there. I think we make a little accommodation for Hill Country Septic there to be able to get in and out of their business, especially since they're providing the toilets for the event. But on Wharton Road, we would just stick a barricade where it would make it difficult for someone to drive down that without realizing they're going into an event area. and try to discourage them from doing so and take an alternative route instead.
You have somebody directing traffic?
Yes, at highways 173 and Wharton Road, we have a deputy from the Kirk County Sheriff's Office. At Wharton Road and 173, we do not typically have a deputy there, but that's something I'll discuss with the Sheriff's Department to see if we want to do that. But typically, this event stresses the law enforcement in this area pretty good, and we use almost every available reserve officer.
But you don't bring any of your own?
Any of our own officers?
No, not officers, somebody that helps with traffic.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. We have full staff out on bike course helping to do all that, and we hire a professional traffic control company to set all the barricades and cones, so those are all set by a licensed company.
Yeah, just one final question. What's the duration of the road closure?
It would be, the first cyclist won't even get to center point probably till about 8:15 a.m., but typically we start closing the roads as early as 4 a.m. But, usually sheriffs arrive, I think, down there around 7:30, and it would go no later than 12:30. The one caveat would be is we do have in our safety plans a contingency for bad weather. So if we had a lightning storm or something in the morning and we saw it was going to pass through pretty quickly, we would allow the event to be delayed up to 1 hour, which would then push back our timelines. But that word would get out through the Sheriff's Department very quickly once we made that decision.
I'll make a motion. I'll make a motion to approve the agenda request, which is to limit traffic on Wharton Road from 173 to Center Point River Road and close otherwise.
So that was, I just need road names, then I can go back and review. You said Wharton?
Just say approve the traffic control plan as presented.
That's fine. I'll put it on motion to take that.
Okay, all right.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Just clarification, you have Sutherland misspelled S-U-T-H, not S-O-U-T-H.
Oh.
Just so we don't confuse.
Or I'll talk to my map maker, sorry.
It's true.
Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 1.2, consider, discuss, take appropriate action regarding the resolution approving participation in the airport planning study. Mary Moore. Okay, we'll pass on that one. It's gonna be a quick morning. Item 1.3.
Oh, I hate when you say that.
Yeah.
Item 1.3, consider, discuss, take appropriate action to ratify the Hazard Mitigation Grant Program application, DR 4705, to the Texas Division of Emergency Management as a backup source of funding for the County Hazard Mitigation Plan update. Ms. Putnam, Mr. Thomas.
Morning, Judge, morning, Commissioners. So several months ago, nearly close to a year ago, we filed for a grant through TDM to have our hazard mitigation plan redone. It expires in December. Well, that stream of money, either the BRIC, the Building Resilience in Communities grant that we were trying to get, as well as another grant, it's taking extremely long to get that funding. Our plan expires in December. So,
Doug, can I interrupt you?
yes,
Did you have to rewrite our plan in order to apply for this?
no, sir.
Okay, so
So
they're not
the-
dictating what we do.
No, the grant is for GrantWorks to do our plan, update our plan. Until 2015, FEMA and TDM would no longer accept COG plans. ACOG had done our plan before, so we had to do our own. So we applied again for a grant to have GrantWorks update our plan, which expires in December. So the funding is taking extremely long to get through FEMA. In fact, I was told by the mitigation coordinator at TDM that for one of the grants that we applied for, unless another jurisdiction turns down the grant, we're probably not going to get it. So this other DR 4705 mitigation funding came up open the other day, and what I wanted to do is I talked to the TDM coordinator as well as GrantWorks that basically I'm looking for a shotgun effect at this time, anywhere that we can get the money from to get that plan done is what I'm trying to do. So 4705 came open the other day. We've got till November to apply, I think is the deadline. And this one is actually a first come, first serve. So basically all GrantWorks is going to have to do is take our application for the brick grant that we had applied for the first time, just copy and paste it over into the application for this one,
What does this give us the money to do?
to complete our hazard mitigation plan,
Which we have to have done by the end of the year.
which we have to have done
But
by
I'm
the
asking
end.
specifically, what does it pay for? What?
It pays for
involved?
GrantWorks to put together our mitigation plan, to update it. There's 10 jurisdictions included in our mitigation plan. There's county, city of Kerrville, UGRA, Shriner University, all school districts, and Peterson Regional.
So is this a matter of writing something, or?
Yes, it's a big, thick plan, yes, sir.
Just want everybody to understand what it is we're getting for this. And we're getting a proposal.
I'm sorry?
We're getting a proposal.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
We're applying for, we're just adding this DR 4705 funding to our funding stream to try and get a shotgun effect. Whichever one comes first, we'll take it and we'll deny the other ones if they get those.
And Dub, what's the amount of funding you're looking for?
I believe it was $155,000 for the plan, but you do the 75-25 split for FEMA, and it comes down, I think, for all 10 jurisdictions to split it equally, it was $3,800 a piece.
Noel, you have anything to add?
He's got it.
I hope.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the resolution. No, what is this? Is to approve the mitigation grant, hazard mitigation grant program application. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Now, just by way of information, they came to me about a week ago telling me this is all due by the end of the year. And it's kind of good news, bad news. The bad news is we got a short period to get this done. Good news is we do have opportunities to get it funded. So,
Can I just add, Judge, even though the plan expires in December, a lot of FEMA mitigation funds are attached to those mitigation plans. If you do not have a mitigation plan, you don't get mitigation funds. However, our plan expires in December. Even though it expires in December, both FEMA and TDM have explained that we are still eligible for mitigation funds. All we have to do is when we apply, we just put in there that we're asking for an exception because our plan is in process.
But what we just did is important to be able to keep that alive.
To keep that alive, yes, sir. Thank you all.
Thank you. Item 1.4, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve an equipment donation of 14 Wilcox night vision helmet mounts for the Kerr County Sheriff's Foundation to the Kerr County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff Lee.
Yes, I'm just looking for the court's approval to be able to accept this from our foundation, Kerr County Sheriff's Office Foundation.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve accepting the donation of equipment as presented.
Just one quick question. What's the approximate value of the equipment?
Around 6,000 to 7,000.
And this is coming from who?
Kerr County Sheriff's Foundation.
Good.
Yeah.
Figured it was. Great.
We've got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 1.5. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve the interlocal agreement between the Regional Public Defender's Office Local Government Corporation and Kerr County to represent indigent capital murder defendants. And I put this on the agenda. This is out of Lubbock, and it is a public defender's office that is strongly supported by various counties in the state. And it's in response to a couple of counties that actually had to file bankruptcy over the indigent defense cost and capital murder cases. And so we are among most of the counties in the state that participate in this. And what they do is they cover the cost for these capital murder trials, which is huge.
Yes.
So we've been doing this for
Long time.
a decade or two, and certainly no reason for us not to continue doing this. This is a lifesaver.
I make a motion to approve participation in the Regional Public Defender Office as presented.
Got a motion and a second to approve the interlocal agreement with the Regional Public Defender's Office, local government corporation, as presented. Any discussion?
Has anything at all changed in this? Do we know that? In the agreement?
No, the agreement's just boilerplate.
Okay.
It's run out of law.
As long as nothing in the agreement has changed, then
No.
I'm okay with it.
The only thing that changes is the funding.
The amount, yeah, sure.
Is calculated.
It's like an insurance policy.
Judge, I just had one question. What is this breakdown by county of fiscal year 24 and 25? Is that funding or?
Those are the premiums that are paid.
That's premiums.
That's what, we pay our premium to them and they provide the defense.
Just clarifying. Great.
And you can see it's pretty cheap for us.
Yeah, I'm not arguing, just wanted to make sure I understood.
Well, we've got county, assistant county attorney over here, he understands what we're talking about.
20,000.
Well, I kept looking at him for some kind of expression, but he's a pretty good lawyer, so you can't tell what he's thinking.
That's the idea.
And,
Poker face.
Yeah, poker face.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Any other questions or comments? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 1.6 is another public defender's office, but it's our local Hill Country one. And that is to consider, discuss, take appropriate action to approve the interlocal agreement and the First Amendment to the interlocal agreement between Hill Country Regional Public Defender's Office in the Texas counties of Bandera, Gillespie, Kendall, Kerr, and Medina. And what this is the old interlocal agreement had Kerr County being the fiscal agent. This
Right.
one has Medina County being the fiscal agent.
That's the amendment.
That's the amendment.
Okay.
Judge, I think it's a typo. The original document has an item 3 and an item 4 on page 3, but the amendment to it only has an item 3, and it doesn't list an item 4 there.
I
To me,
didn't catch that.
so to me, it should be item 3 and 4, not just 3, because otherwise we're gonna have duplication of the annual budget amount in the agreement.
So,
We need to look at that and then come back to it.
yeah, we need to get back to Beverly Hills when it runs it there.
Yeah, let's pass on it for now.
Yeah,
Is
it
it
is.
timeline?
You're right.
Well, it'll make a difference.
Yeah, it's just,
They're bugging us to get it done, but,
Well, if it's wrong, we need to get it right.
I agree.
anyway,
Good catch.
pass. And the other question is, maybe I didn't read it carefully, why do we have the amendment? The amendment looked to be the same as the original agreement.
I think the amendment addresses the way you calculate the case count.
I'll look at it again, we're passed on.
Each county pays in accordingly, right? And we were hosting it before, and we're not gonna be hosting it.
Well, they're calculating it differently in Medina County
They are.
than we did.
They're doing it
It's-
on a monthly basis,
They're
doing
doing
it
it.
on an annual basis.
Right.
So you pay in, you have a budget, and then you, it's proportionate based on the case count the previous year or during the period of the previous year. And then you pay that way, but then you get invoiced based on your actuals. So we have enough money budgeted, but you pay by the actuals. And I'm not sure what happens. To me, it's confusing me because if the county ends up with more than was budgeted, I guess you would have a contingency.
Now, does it go into effect in the fiscal year or?
Fiscal year.
Yeah, this way. Okay. With time, but, anyway, it's
Just kind
It's
of
a little bit-
on the subject, is there any update on the defender's office on Earl Garrett?
That's not on the agenda.
Well, he was-
Did my job for me.
But I can make a comment on that during my comments later on.
There you go.
Thank you.
There's always a workaround.
We just can't discuss it.
Okay,
Do 111, I think.
yeah, we're gonna skip the timed items because we can't do those before the 10 o'clock timed items, or the 10:30 timed items. So we're gonna move over to 1.11, which is to consider, discuss, take appropriate action to approve contract with the Terralogic Document Systems do records preservation of CD images, indexing of civil documents, turnkey conversion to be imposed into Tyler Odyssey project. Start date will be October 1, 2023. Ms. Lance.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. This is a project I'd like to start in October. And in order to do that, we need a contract with Terralogic Document Systems. They're going to import all of our CD images into Odyssey for the public's viewing, and I believe they go back to 1950. This will be coming out of the dedicated money for archiving, so it shouldn't affect anything and won't start till October 1st.
What year did you say it goes back to?
1950,
Okay.
the civil documents,
Thought you said 15.
no, sorry, 50.
Really got my attention.
And I know that IT had asked how many images. The only thing I can relay to them is there's about 499,000 images that we have to import. So I don't know how many data bytes that's going to be, but we're just trying to get everything that way the public has access to it.
Sure. Move for approval.
Don,
Yes, sir.
I'll second.
quick question, Don. Once everything's digitized, do we still have an obligation to retain hard copies of everything, and if so, for what period of time?
Older records, yes. There's certain years that we do have to keep hard copies, and all judgments, I do have to keep all judgments hard copies. So yes, I will still have paper stuff, but this just makes it accessible to the public, because from when we switched, I believe I'm not, 2007, did we go to Odyssey? So everything from 2000 and back, I'm trying to get onto Odyssey. That way the public has access to it.
So out of those 490,000 documents, if you're gonna scan, do you get rid of any of the hard copies?
Yes.
Good answer. I like it.
Don, is the county attorney's office.
Yes, I'm sorry. Heather did review the contract and she said it was okay.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion?
And it's gonna cost us $44,000?
Yes, and it'll come out of records preservation. I believe I brought that up during our budget.
Right.
Yes.
Any other discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Let's move on to the approval agenda. Item 2.1, budget amendments.
You have before you 8 budget amendments. We are taking 2 items out of contingency in the general fund, the first 2, but the total amount is somewhere less than $3,000. And then on the final one, on the second page, you'll see that this is for the 216th DA, and they do have that money available due to an interlocal contract in their fund balance.
Move for approval.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve the budget amendment as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carries. Item 2.2.
Yes.
Bills.
Invoices for today's consideration, $941,827.09.
Move for approval.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve paid bills as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 2.3, late bills.
There are not any.
And 2.4, auditor reports.
Yes, on the first one, the jail commissary and inmate trust audit, this was conducted by the auditor's office due to local government code requirements. We have issued the report and sent it to you that was issued to the sheriff. Based on the testing procedures performed, expenditures and revenues were supported by adequate documentation. Based on the sheriff's responses, purchases appear to comply with local government code section 351.0415. Upon the court's acceptance of the report will be sent to the Texas Commission on Jail Standards.
Move for
To accept it?
acceptance. Thank you.
Got a motion and a second to accept the audit as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
We have 2 additional internal audit reports that were sent to you. One was the Animal Control Services, and one was the Environmental Health Director, or the Environmental Health Department, and we ask that you accept those also.
Move for approval.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to accept the animal control and the environmental health audit reports. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
I just have one question for you on the monthly report for your office.
Yes, sir.
Just a question on the bond, the coupon, 2023 coupon. It shows $5.51 million. Well, it was going to be 5.57. Can you just explain why the difference?
Let me look that up and I'll get back with you.
Thank you.
We had a
The bond was
premium
approved
that
at
was
5.75.
refunded, and I think that may be the difference that you're talking about.
Okay. Item 2.5, monthly reports.
Yes, for May 2023, Treasurer's Monthly Report, Tracy Sullivan, AgriLife Extension Office, Veteran Services Office, Jennifer Sanchez. For June 2023, Treasurer's Payroll Approval Report, Tracy Sullivan, Environmental Health, OSSF, Director Ashley Batters, Auditor's Monthly Report, Tammy Shelton, County Clerk Jackie Dowdy, District Clerk Dawn Lance, Constables Precinct 1 Tommy Rodriguez, Precinct 2 Kyle Snyder, Precinct 3 Paul Gonzalez, Precinct 4 Brad Ryder, Justice of the Peace, Precinct 2 J.R. Horn, Precinct 3 Jackie Mitchell. I move for approval.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the monthly reports as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Moving on to the information agenda.
No orders.
Oh, court order. Court orders.
We have court orders from our regular meeting on June 26th, number 40057 to 40080, and also from one court order 40081 from a special meeting on July 5th. Did have recommendation to add some language to two of them. On item court order 40067 is related to the proposed holidays for next year. And I recommend that we add the language that, I'll read it, however, I think it should be, meeting to be heard this 26th day of June with a motion by Commissioner West, second by Commissioner Harris. Report unanimously approved by a vote of 5-0 to accept option 1. This is language that I added that keeps the same holidays as currently adopted. I added that language and then as presented for fiscal year 2023-2024. This, so it's clear that we're keeping it the same, because we did have a lot of discussion on that one. And then on court order 40071, this is related to the leadership Kerr County class, and the original order said authorize the nominating committee, but didn't name who was on the nominating committee. I recommend we add after nominating committee made up of county treasurer, county attorney, and the HR director. So just clarify this too. And those two modifications, move for approval.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the court orders as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
As modified.
As modified. As modified. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, information agenda 3.1, status reports from department heads. Mr. Novis.
Good morning, Commissioner, judges. I wanted to let you guys know, I think it was the last commissioner meeting that we had, y'all wanted an update as far as like the first responders. We have 21 total that we have current, and we have 4 that are in the process of being approved.
When you say current, can you explain that?
Current as in they are current, I have current applications on them. They have already been through the process. They already went through the court and are in the city and are in place.
They went through the court?
Yes, as in the letter was presented to the court way back in the day and have been approved and everything. So like right now I have one gentleman that has gone through the process. I did his background. Jody will be receiving a letter pretty soon, a checklist, and then it will be presented to you guys to approve, to send to the city to approve for that. So that's the process, and all 21 of those have gone through that.
These 21 are current and active?
Yes.
On call?
Yes.
And they are, they got all the equipment to be toned out and told when there's an emergency.
From what I understand, yes, they have been assigned equipment and everything.
Okay. Good to hear again.
Yes, and like I said, you'll have a checklist going to Ms. Jody, I believe for next commissioner's court, and then I have 3 more that I'm working through the process.
Good to hear. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Any other department heads? We're going to 3.2, elected officials.
Good morning. I just wanted to give a quick update about where we're at on data records being uploaded to Fiddler server for access to the public. We've added over 1 million pages to the public website, which was not accessible before. And so you just go to the county clerk website, click on the AVA, it says AVA, Official Public Record Search. You can type in your record number or the book volume and pull it up that way. So it's pretty amazing.
Pretty simple?
I'm sorry?
It's pretty simple to find this stuff?
To a degree, I think the deal is we
Did
can't.
you say you need a degree to look at?
No, to a degree.
Okay.
But it's going to be more helpful to our surveyors and title companies that are familiar with our book numbers and already. I will be adding language to like the banner that will discuss the search terms to make it easier. So that's in progress. So
that's important.
Just wanted to let you know that.
Good. Appreciate the transparency.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. I just want to give you an update on our transition from Happy State Bank back to Security State Bank. I have transitioned everything and closed all accounts that I'm in control of as of June 30th. And there's only one account left that the tax office has that they're working on getting closed.
Good, thank you.
Now, let me ask you a question first. If that includes that precinct 1 and 4 road fund?
No, that's held at a different location.
Sheriff?
I'd just like to notify the court on status report on our vehicles. We currently have 20 vehicles damaged. And of the 20, 11 of them for this last hailstorm. After the budget, I'll probably be putting something on the agenda to talk about some type of a carport. Just to kind of give you all an update, on my current hail damaged vehicles, we're a little bit over $53,000 worth of damage, which obviously that's cost me $11,000 that I don't have in the budget, but we're going to do some line item transfers from where we do have a little extra money. Then I did some research back in 2019. I believe they had 12 vehicles damaged, which was a little bit over $30,000. So just with those two, we're $83,000. I really think we need to look at some options for a carport or something. Not only that, just the wear and tear on the vehicle would save. And most of our units are issued out, but the units at the jail, stay there all the time. Our spare units do. People there are not allowed to have over 2 vehicles leave their vehicle at the sheriff's office. So just something to talk about. We this year was really tough. We kept putting the vehicles at the ag barn, but some of these storms just came up quick and kind of caught us. And a lot of those vehicles that were damaged were officers out, deputies out in the field that were working, trying to take cover.
Sure. I can see if you got the last hailstorm we had, where you had some damage, and Hunt, I mean, they were
Yes,
knocking out.
that's where
windshields.
3 of them
And
were.
if that hits where everybody's parked, looks like you're used.
True.
Hey, Sheriff, while we got you up there, who's on first in Ingram PD? What's going on there? It's hard to keep up.
Well, let's start with, it's been brought to my attention, they would rather not discuss their, publicly, their manpower issues due to safety concerns. But everything's the same. We were actually really busy there this weekend. I'm not very happy. I reached out to the chief. Be talking to him this afternoon about some calls we handle. I get calls from elected officials, reference to loud music and stuff. We do not enforce city ordinances in the city of Kerrville. In Ingram, and nor will we ever enforce those city ordinances. So everything's the same. Hopefully we can work something out at some point.
We've been saying that for a couple of years.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other elected officials status report? Okay, we'll move on to 3.3, liaison commissioner status report.
Update with the Regional Public Defender's Office. I think I might have mentioned last time, all the release that they were planning on getting Kendall County for Bernie have fallen through, so they don't have any place to go. They're trying to keep get office space down there. John Bull, I had a meeting scheduled, I had to reschedule it, and he had a death in the family, who was out all last week. And then he and I touched base Friday, and we're going to meet today. We'll look at exactly what's available, if I could be located.
On Saturday, I went to the Centerpoint VFD fundraiser. It was a good event, but passing by the event center, coming and going, I mean, it was packed. Didn't look like so many things going on out there. It didn't look like you get another car in the parking lot. So that's good to see.
Just had a couple, there was a CARFA meeting. That's all the volunteer fire department chiefs. And they got together on July 5th, and they did discuss the proposed budget and have elected to request an increase over last year's funding to cover the effects of inflation on operating expenses. So anyway, they're going to be here in the budget workshop on the 17th, plead their case. I appreciate the judge's comments earlier. I tend to agree with him, but anyway, I'm just passing it on. And I also attended the Eclipse planning meeting, and I think there is a lot of good progress being made by a lot of different organizations, departments, people, and they're now working on a detailed traffic control plan. So particularly during the total eclipse event in April. So again, I just commend all the different groups getting together. I know they're working with our sheriff's department and Doug. We'll see how it all works out, but it looks like it's well underway. Good progress being made. That's all I have.
Anything else? Well, we're getting closer to 10 o'clock. I'm going to take a recess and reconvene at 10 o'clock. Ten o'clock time item on the agenda, 1.7, consider, discuss, take appropriate action regarding the final plat for Buck subdivision precinct 3. Ms. Hastings.
Thank you, Judge. This proposal creates two lots in Comfort, Texas, off of Weedfeld Lane. Lot 1 will be 9.84 acres fronting on Weedfeld Lane. Lot 2 will be 5.17 acres fronting on Cypress Creek Road and Weedfeld Lane. They're going to have private wells, OSSF, their own septic systems. They're not in the floodplain, and there's no proposed roads. This is a split of about 15 acres into two lots on two existing roads. There is some dedication of right-of-way easements for Cypress Creek Road because that road is eventually going to be an arterial. County engineer requests the court consider, discuss, and take appropriate action regarding final plat for Buck subdivision precinct 3.
Move for approval.
Second. Got a motion and a second to approve the final plat application for Buck subdivision. Any discussion?
What's the water source for this place?
They have their own well.
Both?
Both lots. One lot, the existing 15 acres has a well on it. After the division, they'll need to drill a new well on the 5 acres that they're creating. It's not in the, it is not in that East Kerr County special area,
right.
Center Point area.
Right.
It's north of I-10. They're not in the 7-acre requirement. After August 10th, they would need 10 acres. Today's July the 10th.
Okay. Any other discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 1.8, consider, discuss, take appropriate action regarding an amending plat for G&H Acres Lots 1 and 2. Ms. Hastings.
This subdivision was platted in July 2022. This proposal slightly adjusts the line between Lot 1, currently 2.44 acres, and Lot 2, 2.0 acres. Lot 1 will be amended to 2.55 acres, and Lot 2 will be amended to 1.88 acres. Both lots will continue to front Ranchero Road. It is in Kerrville's ETJ. It must be approved by both entities. The plat you have before you has been signed by the city as well. They're on a public water system, Aqua Texas. They're going to have their own septic systems, already have them. The home's already built. It's out of the floodplain, and there are no proposed roads. They're on an existing road. Additional right-of-way was dedicated by the original plat. County engineer requests the court consider, discuss, take appropriate action regarding an amending plat for G and H acres, lots 1 and 2, plat file number 22-06357, precinct 2.
This is just an amendment because of the fence line.
Fence line, yes, sir.
There are provisions under our existing regulations to accommodate that, so.
That is correct.
With that, move for approval.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the amending plat for G&H Acres as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 1.9, consider, discuss, take appropriate action to pass a resolution reciting the fact of noncompliance and failure to secure final plat approval for a 7.31 acre, 3-lot subdivision located at 154 Greenwood Drive in Comfort, Texas, and file such resolution in the deed records of Kerr County until final compliance is obtained. Mr. Hastings.
Thank you, Judge. On June 7th, 2021, a concept plan meeting was held with the developer, Toribio Carrillo, the county engineer, and the county engineering assistant concerning the division of 7.31 acres into 3 lots. Mr. Carrillo was informed at the meeting that conformance with the Kerr County subdivision rules and regulations is a requirement, i.e., that the property must be platted and is subject to Kerr County Commissioners Court approval, and the model rules, I might add. On August 31, 2022, a 1.446 acre Lot 1 was divided and sold out of the 7.31 acres as evidenced in Kerr County Warranty Deed number 22-07449 in violation of section 6.00 of the 2007 Kerr County Subdivision Rules and Regulations. the regulations that were in effect at the time of the illegal subdivision, which states, "No sale of lots in any subdivision shall begin until the court has approved the final plat and subdivision plat has been filed with the county clerk, Kirk County, Texas." That didn't ever happen. The new owner of Lot 1 has been trying to get this issue resolved directly with the developer since January of 2023, when he was informed that he could not connect to this new lot to the new sewer system until there was an approved plat. Included in this agenda bill is a letter from the new owner of Lot 1 received by the county engineer via email on June 12, 2023, asking the county judge and Commissioner of Precinct 3 to assist resolving the issue. In conformance with Section 3.06 of the Subdivision and Manufactured Home Rental Community Regulations for Kirk County, Texas, the county engineer requests that the court pass a resolution reciting the fact of noncompliance and failure to secure final plat approval for an apparent 7.31 acre 3-lot subdivision located at 154 Greenwood Drive in Comfort, Texas, and file such resolution in the deed records of Kirk County until full compliance is attained. This is Precinct 3. I do have a lot of attachments on it. One is a notice of violation that was sent via certified mail on June 26, 2023 to Ribio and Magdalena Carrillo of 154 Greenwood Drive. They are the developers who divided this property, and there are several attachments to that notice of violation. Exhibit A is an excerpt from the 2007 Kirk County Subdivision Rules and Regulations that I read to you all a moment ago that talks about you can't sell the lots until it's platted. Exhibit B is an excerpt from the 2023 Subdivision and Manufactured Home Rental Community Regulations for Kirk County, which talks about what happens if you do that and that the court can pass a resolution of noncompliance, which would be filed in the deed records and which would cloud the title for that property until this gets resolved. Exhibit C is KCAD parcel information for parcel numbers 503161. In 2022, it shows that it's 7.31 acres, and in 2023, it shows it's less than 7.31 acres because he sold another parcel, and that in 2023 is the new parcel, parcel number 15726. Also, Exhibit D is a warranty deed 22-07449 showing the sale of that lot. And Exhibit E is the subdivision plat application form that we included in the notice of violation so that he could turn in an application to try to get this resolved. Again, he'll be subject to the model rules. We don't even know if he can do what he wants to do, but that's beside the point. At this time, we're asking for the court to pass that resolution of nonconformance.
Move for approval.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the resolution, non-compliance and failure to secure final plat approval. As presented, any discussion?
I have a comment also, and I was looking back to the paperwork. The surveyor that did this is a surveyor out of San Antonio that I've never heard of. And gets into a problem with subdivision rules, basically. Is that surveyors, I don't know if this guy ever even came out to the property, may or may not. But people that, there are evidently surveyors who could care less about county rules. So Charlie, my question is, can we write, or can the court write a letter to whoever, the licensing board for engineers, for surveyors, and kind of at least put them on notice that this guy's not following county rules? I mean, he's the surveyor, and to me, he shouldn't ethically do this.
That's the first thing that comes to my mind, is what's the consequences for this?
The consequences are that if they're ever going to sell anything, it's going to be a problem. And you can't get connected to it.
This guy that bought it already,
Right.
a major problem.
That's a problem for him. He can't, once this is filed, he won't be able to sell it or connect. And he's trying to do the right thing. And the sad thing here is the person that bought the property is caught between the rock and a hard place. I mean, he's trying to get the developer, he's trying to do anything with us, he's trying to work with us, but he can't. because he can't comply. So,
Well, is that any kind of a violation so far as you know, Charlie?
That's a really good question. I don't have an answer for that. I try to put myself in the position of the surveyor. We did have conversations with the surveyor when we found out that this happened, and I don't recall what he said, whether or not he told the developer, hey, you need to plat this, but I do know that after we talked to him, he let the developer know, hey, this should have been platted. Surveyor gets hired to go out and survey a piece of property. You can hire a surveyor today to survey your property and show you where the pins are, refresh everything. He can give you a document. And if you tell him, I want you to put extra pins out there to divide it, he should be asking lots of questions at that point. And I do know local surveyors here that will turn down work because they kind of see the writing on the wall and they don't want to get involved in that.
Right. But is that some kind of an ethics violation for their membership and
I don't know.
Licensing?
I'm not sure. Ultimately, the ethics violation is the developer, and he knew better. He met with us in 2021. He knew full well what he was doing.
Well, you can't really. After one of the hailstorms we had, a guy called me in precinct 1. He had one of these fly-by-night guys replace his roof, did a terrible job, ruined things. He asked, can we prohibit certain people from doing business in Kirk County? And the answer, of course, is no. You can't. You can't just say that guy can't come here and do it. That's a buyer beware, exactly. So you can't, unless this guy has violated the rules of his own organization, we don't really have much we can do.
I would defer that question though to our county surveyor. I think the county surveyor can probably weigh in on that.
Yeah, but I think you're right. I mean, anyone can hire a surveyor to come out there. And maybe he was doing it for a porch or a building.
Yeah,
That's
right.
what he was doing. So,
Just for what it's worth, I think that's a matter between customer and surveyor.
Yeah.
Are any of the parties to this subdivision here today to talk, or?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I have a question. I'm just curious, does the subdivision have a name? Is it a it's just three lot?
There's no name for it.
It was 7.31 acre lot.
But did they put out a sign or something like, welcome to whatever? That was just.
No, and the letter from Mr. Angel, who bought the property, said that he said, hey, this guy's actively listing the other lot. Because I know, because that's why I bought my lot. He said if I knew better, I wouldn't have bought it. I didn't know.
and there's a relatively easy solution for the guy if he would do it, the owner. He could just create one new lot. He wouldn't be subject to all subdivision rules. He could then get connected. He'd get approved. I mean, it's not like he's in a real difficult spot. The person who owns it, the developer, could fix this fairly easily if he would choose to. But so far, he's chosen not to.
Charlie, has the buyer of this lot, have they started building? Have they already built?
I think they were just bringing in a home, a pre-built home, and they can't get it connected.
Do we have a motion?
Yes.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? Those in favor of the resolution as presented, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, item carries. Resolution passes. We have time down at 10:30. So why don't we stand in recess till 10:30? Order. And we're going to call item 2.4 again, because Commissioner Pace had a question on that. That was the auditor's report. You're asking about the bond issue?
Yes.
Yes, and so the principal amount of the bonds are $5,510,000. We received an original issue premium of about $395,000. And so that left the deposit to the project fund of $5,750,000, and then expenses were another $155,000 roughly. So that's the reason for it, was the premium on the bonds.
Very good, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's go ahead and call item 1.10, which is the public hearing to present the county clerk's annual record archival plan in accordance with local government code provisions. Ms. Dowdy?
Yes, I don't believe there's any member of the public here to speak, so I will proceed. Before you is a handout, should be the cover page is an email addressed to me from Scott, or Jim Laird with Scott Merriman. And today is just a quick review of the items I'm wishing to have sent off for preservation, which can be found on page 3 of your handout. Totals 22 books, the oldest one being from 1857. And those are court records, and a mix of election returns, hospital liens, and various other records. And the next page shows the total amount of the proposal, which is $41,200.70. We're presently budgeted for $45,750. I don't really see a reason to change the $45,000 in case something else needs to be. As long as we don't go over that amount, we're good. So, I will have agenda items with a contract if the court is happy with the books that I've chosen. And that'll be on the next agenda item. And so that's all I have.
Jackie,
Are there any questions? Sorry. Yes, sir.
This will bring us up to date. This is a big chunk to get us.
It's another big chunk, yes. It's an ongoing preservation.
It won't be as much here forward because we're caught up from all the historic stuff, I mean, the older stuff, right?
There's still much to do. I try not to go over
That's wishful
45.
thinking.
It's kind of like buying a nice car every year, basically. You can equate it to that. I don't want to spend too much out of that fund, but we still have much to do. In order for us to even charge the archival fee, we have to have books to preserve. So if ever there are not books to preserve, I don't see any need to charge the public or the deed record, official public record filings that additional $10. So, but we're not doing that this year.
Okay.
So eventually, but not this year.
Okay, anything else?
I don't have anything. Sir.
Thank you. We don't have anything for executive sessions, I understand. Is that correct?
I don't. Unless y'all want to do it.
Very well. And the court is adjourned.